What if you woke up one morning and everything in your life had changed? Your name, your identity, your freedom, all stripped away. You are now just a number, a prisoner, in a camp where every wall whispers death and every breath asks, will I live to see tomorrow? Man's search for meaning is not just another book. It is a story that stirs the soul. The journey of a psychiatrist's spirit who returned alive from a Nazi concentration camp, not just because he wanted to survive, but because he had a reason to live. Welcome to the Book Bloom, where each week we bring books that don't just inform, but awaken. Today's story is about the meaning hidden in pain, a book that gave direction to millions of lives. Viktor E. Frankl teaches us two things in this book: how to walk through suffering and how to find meaning, even in suffering. Let's begin this deeply moving journey. Chapter 1. Auschwitz, the first gate of hell. Year 1942. Frankl was sent to a Nazi concentration camp with his wife, parents, and brother, a place where every day, every hour meant possible death. As the train stopped, the doors opened. Thousands of prisoners, barking dogs, shouts, guns. Fast, run, get in line. Frankl was placed in a line. In just seconds, an SS officer gestured. Left equals gas chamber. Right equals life. In that moment, his mother, his brother, were sent to the gas chamber. He didn't know. He was seeing them for the last time. There were no names in the camp, no identities. Frankl was now prisoner. Number 11, 9104. His clothes stripped, hair shaved. Those with torn shoes had to walk barefoot in the cold. Hunger was so severe that men fought for a spoon of soup. But the worst part, men stopped being human. Frankl observed one thing: those who saved a piece of bread for others were the most alive, because they weren't just surviving, they were living with meaning. That's when Frankl began his search. Can a person, even in the most brutal conditions, still find purpose and meaning? Chapter 2. Every morning, a test. Whether in burning heat or freezing cold, a new life began. A life that began with a piece of bread and ended in fading hopes. Mornings in the camp. Every day at 4 a.m., we were kicked off wooden boards to wake up. No bed, no pillow, no blanket, just a crumpled mat on the floor and the chill of death beside us. Breakfast? A bowl of watery soup with no taste. Bread, one small piece a day. And sometimes not even that. Physical labor. Then began the labor, carrying stones, unloading trains, walking barefoot in snow, wearing just torn clothes and broken shoes. Each day was a war, with your body, your mind, and the guards who reminded you every moment: your life has no value. Hunger and humanity. Hunger changed the meaning of every relationship. Frankl wrote, hunger pulled us down so low. We'd steal someone's bread and still justify it. Yet even then, there were prisoners who gave away half of their bread to others. Frankl said, everything can be taken from a man, except one thing: his freedom of the mind. This chapter teaches us, even when you have nothing, if you still have your humanity, you are rich. Chapter 3. Dream of freedom. War of the mind. Every prisoner carried one dream. One day, we will be free. But every day shattered that dream, as the next day turned out even crueler. Trains and delusion. Once, Frankl and others were put on a train to be transferred to another camp. They hoped maybe this would be a better place. They feared maybe this was the road to the gas chamber. Frankl wrote, "Sometimes a single ray of light in the dark can give a man the strength to live." Mental state. As a psychiatrist, Frankl observed this like an experiment. Two kinds of mindsets were forming. Those who fought through hope and searched for meaning in every situation. Those who gave up, whose bodies were alive, but souls were dead. Frankl said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." This chapter teaches freedom is not just about breaking chains. It's an inner feeling that can survive even when you're surrounded by total darkness. Chapter 4. When everything is taken away. If a man is stripped of everything, his name, clothes, food, family, dignity, can he still remain human? Viktor Frankl answers this question with his life. In the Nazi camp where death lingered every day, prisoners were no longer seen as humans, just numbers. Frankl's identity, 119104. No name, no self, just a laboring machine. Frankl recalled mornings when he was sent to work barefoot in -10 degrees Celsius. His feet were covered in blood. But what hurt the most? Not the pain, but the feeling of not being human anymore. Yet one thing could never be taken: freedom of the mind. Frankl discovered that in any circumstance, we can choose our response. Everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of the human freedoms: to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. One day, Frankl heard an old prisoner say, "I know I'll die, but I will not die with hatred in my heart." That's when Frankl realized true strength is not in the body, but in the soul. Chapter 5. The power of love and purpose. When a man is left with nothing, no home, no family, no future, what gives him the strength to go on? Frankl's answer: love and a sense of purpose. A picture stronger than pain. Frankl shared that in his hardest moment, when his strength was gone. He saw only one thing in his mind: his wife's face. The world around me was drowned in darkness, but in my mind, her eyes shone brightly. She was my anchor, my strength. He didn't know if she was alive or dead, but the love gave him a reason to go on. Life's meaning is not pleasure. Frankl wrote, "People ask, what can I expect from life? But the real question is, what does life expect from me?" We often want life to give us something, but Frankl said, life demands something from us: our responsibility, our humanity. Some prisoners survived only because they found a why within: to hug a loved one again, to finish an unfinished book, to become a voice for the oppressed. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. Love is not just an emotion, it's a force. Purpose is not just a goal, it's a light in the dark. If life is hard, it doesn't mean it's meaningless. It means now is the time to discover your meaning. Chapter 6. Turning suffering into strength. Frankl wrote, "Pain, suffering, and tragedy cannot be removed from life, but we can choose how we respond to them. This response is what makes ordinary people extraordinary. In the concentration camp, those who survived longest were often those who gave their pain a purpose. Some used their experience to help others. Some served others to reduce their own sorrow. Some vowed, if we survive, we'll tell the world what happened here. Suffering ceases to be suffering the moment it finds meaning." Frankl said, "Your physical freedom may be taken away, but no one can take your freedom to think, to choose your response. Same camp, same conditions. Yet some broke down, and others transformed their pain into compassion, hope, and service." One prisoner's story. One man always said, "I'll be out of here by March 31st. But when the day came, and he wasn't released, he broke down emotionally and died within days. Frankl called this the biological power of hope. When hope breaks, even the body gives up. Don't run from pain. Give it meaning. Your mindset is your greatest weapon. Meaning is the bridge that leads from pain to hope. Chapter 7. Final message. The meaning of life. Viktor Frankl's journey is not just a story. It's the spiritual journey of a man who walked through hell, but still kept the flame of hope alive. When the meaning of life wasn't just to survive, Frankl realized that the purpose of life is not comfort or happiness, but to give suffering a reason. He said, "Happiness cannot be pursued. It must ensue. Meaning is not something to be invented. It is to be discovered." Logotherapy. A new way to heal pain. Based on his experience, Frankl developed a new form of therapy, logotherapy, from the word logos, meaning meaning. It teaches every life hides a meaning. We may not control our circumstances, but we can always change our perspective. That shift can save us from despair, suicide, or collapse. 3 ways to find meaning. Frankl said we can discover meaning through work or creation, by building something valuable, love and relationships, by helping, understanding others, suffering, by retaining dignity even when all else is lost. Frankl's release and new mission. When Frankl was released, he walked out with nothing in hand, but with richness in his soul. He wrote, "Now I understand. The greatest freedom is the search for meaning." He wrote this book and told the world, even in darkness, there is hope. He taught millions that beyond every suffering, there is meaning, and in that meaning, there is hope. Final reflection. The greatest purpose in life is not just to survive, but to live with meaning. What you can endure is your true inner strength. When you feel like giving up, remember your why, and it will help you overcome the how. You may not change your circumstances, but your attitude is your ultimate freedom. Frankl's book is a silent scream for those who are broken, who are exhausted, who have lost their meaning. This is a message. You are not alone. Your suffering will not go in vain. What can you do? Share this story with someone struggling. Read this book and become a light for others. Tell us in the comments, when did you feel the deepest meaning in your life? And if this story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe to the Book Boom.